Welcome to Iggy's Toy Parade and Soldier Review. This is your host, Iggy. Yay! Thank you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to take a look at a wagon manufactured by CTS and inspired by a Marx wagon. As you can see here, it is extremely similar to the Marx wagons. And I'll point out some of the differences between CTS and the Marx wagon. So let's begin. First up, you'll notice that the canvas top does not fit well on the wagon. It's supposed to fit into little slots in the wagon bed, and it just keeps popping out. I had a great deal of difficulty getting the canvas top onto the wagon. I had to do it one side at a time. So in order to do that, I had to open the canvas top up so that it was more of like a flat piece, put one side in, bend it over, and put the other side in. But you can see that it doesn't fit very well. So what I would have to do to remedy that is to perhaps super glue it to the wagon bed. Also, trying to put the accessories on the wagon was extremely difficult and nigh on? Is that a word? Impossible. The wagon seat does not fit on the top. Well, it fits, but if you put the top on, it just pops it right off. So again, this is an item that would have to be super glued to the wagon. It came with this little wash basin that you see here. In this case, it has a Confederate teamster, that you see here. And he's a pretty good figure except for one thing, and that is his holster is rather large. It looks like it's for a Dirty Harry 44 Magnum. So apart from that, though, this is well done. This is from the Marx Civil War set. And it comes with a barrel. And see this hook? That hooks it on the side. However, if you try and put this on, it pops this up or it pops this right off. And here's a toolbox. And that fits on the side. I had it upside down. Jeez, Rich. Here we go. And that hooks right on. What you can do, perhaps, is, like I mentioned a second ago, is to super glue that. What did the original Marx wagon look like? Well, this is a page from the 1959 Sears catalog. And it looks like they were inspired by the Wagon Train TV show, which premiered in 1957 and ran until 1965. And it's quite an impressive play set. It has a two-spread layout in the 59 catalog. It came with Indians, teepees, trees, wagons. My wagon here is similar to this in that it's gray in color. However, this one here shows that it has yellow wheels and a navy blue wagon body and has only a 2-horse team. Whereas my wagon here has 4 horses. This, mind you, is the CTS version of the Marx wagon, and it was produced originally in 2001 is when they came out with this. You'll notice that the wagon top is slightly different also. I don't know if you can notice it here, but in this photo, it's much more clear. You can see this is more rounded, whereas this extends out over the wagon seat and also over the tailgate of the wagon. You'll notice there that it has a wagon brake. It is missing the wagon brake lever. They would have a lever on the side of here which they could pull, and this would come down and stop the wheel. I imagine you would have to be extremely careful braking when driving something like this. Now, it does have a tailgate. Let me show you that. See that? And you'll notice that I mentioned that this is more rounded, whereas this is elongated. It looks more like a Conestoga wagon. I have a picture of me taken with a wagon such as this, and you'll notice that the scale is, Marx was kind of loose with the scale on items. I have a picture of me standing next to a wagon, and on this wagon, it looks like my shoulders would be about equal with this here. The real wagon I stood next to, this was much taller. Also, these horses are slightly small. But, when we were kids, did we care about that? No, this was one of the most exciting accessories that Marx came out with. I still think it's one of the finest things that Marx did. And Marx came out with a lot of cool things for playsets, but I think this wagon is one of their best. By the way, this picture in the background, it's interesting that it shows the plains, and then it goes into these rocky outcrops, and then from that over to these rolling hills with trees, and from that to an almost alpine looking backdrop, which is more than likely the Sierras. This artwork looks like it's about 1950 to 1960. Do you remember drive-in theaters? I don't know if they had them where you lived, but the drive-in theaters in Southern California, there's quite a number of them. And on the side, the reverse side of the theater screen, sorry, I'm shaking, they would have paintings, huge murals of like a mission or a desert scene or various things. And they were really fantastic and well done. I wish there was a book that illustrated all the different drive-in movie theater screens, because they were really cool. I would like to see that. Unfortunately, all of them were torn down. I don't think there's any drive-ins left in California anymore. I used to go to one of the last remaining ones when I was dating my ex-wife. We would go to the drive-in to see movies. And it was a lot of fun, the drive-in. You get yourself some popcorn. It would be better if you bought a pizza before you left to go to the movies, because at the drive-in, it didn't taste that great, and it was very expensive. But it was a fun experience. I really feel sorry for people that have not had that experience. But anyway, the artwork, like I said on the screen, on the reverse side, was very much like this. You can see a cowboy looking after his herd, and in the background you see progress literally steaming by him. Although without the introduction of the train, cattle raising probably would have become too expensive to transport them to market. But with the introduction of trains, it made it more affordable, much more affordable. Also, trains made it possible to transport fruit from places like California and Florida when they invented refrigerated cars. Okay, guys, so this is our CTS. Oh, here's another thing I'd like to point out. The canvas top, I don't know, can you see it? You could, in person, yeah, there. It looks like fabric or like, can you see that? So that's kind of cool. And I like the fact that it's a 4-hitch. It also comes with this, a canvas top that's rolled up on either side. What's it say there? I can't see it. It's not focusing. Anyway, let me move this catalog out of the way and we'll take the wagon out for a spin. We'll move some of these loose pieces here. By the way, he's wearing a shell jacket. And if you were wondering if it was a shell jacket, you can tell by the buttons. The shell jacket had more buttons than a fatigue jacket or sack coat, I guess they called it. I really like this wagon. I recommend CTS produces them in different colors too. So you can get wagons with a gray body with a different colored canvas top, or you can get them with different colored canvas tops and different colored wagon beds. I wish they would make them with yellow wheels. That would be cool, like the original Marx wagons. But this is an awesome item to have for your collection. It, of course, goes well with Fort Apache. If you have Mineral City or some other Western playset, Marx's Roy Rogers Ranch, it would go well with that. And Civil War, of course, goes well with that also. Okay, guys, that's it for me. This is Iggy. I want to thank you for getting Iggy with it. And for those of you who've enlisted in the Iggy Army, I want to extend to you my thanks and not gratification. Well, I'm gratified that you joined, but appreciation. Thank you. Iggy is a little mentally slow. And also, one more personal item. I don't look like Santa Claus anymore. Today, I shaved off my beard. Yesterday, I got a haircut. I don't know if I can flip this so that you can see why they called me Sweet Cheeks when I was in the Army. Uh, Now you can see why I grew a beard. I don't know if that showed up on there, but there you go. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. Let's head on out to Roy's Ranch out there in Chatsworth. And, you know, he used to live there before he moved to Apple Valley, which is next to Victorville. And he opened a resort out there in Victorville, and that's where he spent his retirement years. I worked at a J.C. Penney in Victorville for a while, and I used to see Dale come into the store. She shopped there quite a bit, quite a bit, but enough that we knew who she was. And I never saw Roy in the store, though I guess he didn't like shopping. Anyway, at the Roy Rogers Museum, which was in Victorville, it's no longer there, by the way, due to lack of interest and declining visitation numbers. They closed it down. But they used to have a Roy Rogers playset by Marx at the museum on display, which I enjoyed looking at. And then, of course, they had Roy's Cadillac, and his horse Trigger was stuffed. And Roy had mentioned that he wanted to be stuffed and put on Trigger. I guess someone talked him out of that, but it was sad to know that it's gone now. I think it's been the contents have been divvied up with private collectors. Okay, but in our universe, Roy is still alive, and Dale and Trigger and Bullet, and we can go over there and we'll just have a barbecue. How's that sound? Have some really cool, refreshing lemonade, and I shouldn't say burgers and hot dogs because the doctor I saw the doctor yesterday, and the doctor said, if I keep eating the way I'm eating, I'll be dead in a couple years. And I said, oh, well, that's not good. So, and you might wonder, well, how have I been eating? I've been going 3 meals a day to fast food places, and it's poisoned me to the point where kidney failure and diabetes and all these other problems have become quite serious now. So, but anyway, in our alternate universe, we can all eat hot dogs and hamburgers guilt free. How's that sound? All right, guys, I'll say goodbye. In fact, I'm going to hitch a ride on this wagon, and I'll see you at the ranch.